Hey, it's March 25th. It's Jaymes Willoughby. We're reviewing what happened in Austin real estate last week. Every week we review what the statistics look like and where the market's going. This week has been an interesting week. We've seen inventory go up slightly over where we were at last week, and we are still about maybe 1,100 listings higher than we were this time last year. And when we look at the new pendings, you can see new pendings were down slightly. We went down to 882, still about the same as this time last year. So not a radical difference between the activity between last year and this year. However, when we look at the number of new actives, right here, we had over 1,064 new listings last week versus 861 pendings. So that's what's causing inventory to grow. Now, it's been kind of a weird week for realtors. We're still kind of reeling from the fallout from this National Association of Realtors lawsuit. We still a lot of unknown factors for us. I think it's a huge distraction amongst the agents. I know it is in our office and other offices that I've talked to. And so I do think that's part of the reason why activity was off slightly last week. The one chart that I always look at, we talk about every week, is actual weeks of inventory. So we're in very respectable territory between 9 and 10, pretty much almost the entire year, and it blipped up to about 10.4. So that is it's a jump of a week and a half's worth of inventory. And I think if we look at the seesaw chart that we just looked at, where new actives and new pendings kind of flip-flop every week, we could definitely tell you that this is not necessarily a trend, because you see the blue line here. This doesn't look so jagged when you pull it out like this, but the blue line flip-flops quite a bit every week as well. So there it is right there. So I believe that we'll be at or under 10 weeks of inventory next week. Don't think this is a trend. I will point out that rates did jump up a little bit last week. And, if I was a news guy and I wanted to get higher ratings and more people to watch the next excerpt after a commercial, I'd say, oh my God, rates have gone way up. They have not gone way up. They blipped up, just over 0.1% week over week. And that is really not a big deal. In fact, if we pull back, we can see the trend line here. Rates came down quite a bit since October, November. They kind of flattened out and bounced around in the mid sixes. They went back up into almost to 7, kind of came back down. And so we're bouncing around, 6.375 to 6 and 7/8. So that's not bad. Those rates are still good, and we think that that will continue to fuel the market for the rest of the year, because the tendency will be for rates to go down and what have you. So I think that next week we will see if there's any trends, but for right now, I think we're looking good. So we'll talk to you next week. Until next time, have a good week.